Okay, 1 vote for 9/11.
Is he just trying to flex the knowledge that he knows when 9/11 is?
Yeah, he's like, 01, by the way.
I'm on my computer. We're almost
Dave,
there.
the name of it is the date.
Yeah.
That's not like you pulled out, when Rosh Hashanah is.
Yeah. Welcome to episode 44 of The Bracket. Today, we are going to be debating the worst things about New York City alongside two of, I would say, Barstool's biggest New York City haters, Big T and White Sox Dave, which I think it's accurate. I think you're the two biggest haters. Is that right?
Easily.
I'd imagine so.
Dave?
I think that's fair.
Yeah. I think anytime you come to New York City, there's at least 20 tweets that follow it, just shit talking about the city, Yankees fans, people, like everything about it. So I thought you would be perfect for this. All right, but before we get into that, we're going to talk really quick about Whatnot. All right, let's talk about Whatnot. If you haven't heard of Whatnot, it's a live stream auction app where you can buy collectibles, comics, and really almost anything else. They bring businesses and people together through commerce, where sellers can host live streams, and engaged connoisseurs like yourself can bid in real time. With live streams happening 24/7, you never know what you'll discover. Now, Barstool is Whatnot's newest seller. We'll be going live on Whatnot, running shows, and selling whatever, basically never before seen items in Whatnot exclusives. We talked about it a lot. We just talked about it with Stephen Cheah. I'm thinking about the recording order is not going to show it that way. But Stephen Cheah won a pretty penny of the Whatnot slush fund that they got through selling some PMT merch. So you can create a Whatnot account using the link in the description and get $10 off your first purchase. And make sure you follow the Barstool Sports page to get alerted whenever we're going live. Thanks to Whatnot.
Who now?
The Whatnot slush fund will be going right into Stephen Cheah's bank account. Is that correct?
Correct. Yeah, we just decided on the yak. Very exciting. Yeah, I have to not watch a Bucks playoff or a Bucks primetime game with KB or someone else doing play-by-play for me.
Playoff games are prime time as well.
Mm-hmm. Not always.
What are you going to buy with your $12K?
Probably just put it in our savings account. Nothing.
You got to get one
pussy.
thing. Yes.
One thing.
$12,000 you didn't have this morning.
Put 11,000 in, spend a K.
Yeah, you spent $1,000. What are you spending it on?
I don't know. Probably something really lame. Like I'm in these like memorabilia groups on Facebook.
Yeah, get something you want or like. That's not lame.
Yeah, that's not lame at all.
I was in Surviving Barstool for a week and I came home. I was there the whole time and then I had nothing to show for it. So.
And there you go.
And two contestants walked away with a full cash prize somehow.
Basically, yes.
Yeah. All right, before actually we did our ad. So our first matchup of the worst things about New York City, our 12 seed, is a simple one that I don't think a lot of us have to deal with, but it happens if you're Ubering or if you're driving into the city, God forbid. But traffic. Traffic is one of the worst things in New York City. It sucks. And it's something where, like, for me, I didn't realize how truly awful it was until I went to another city by car and realized how easy it is to get around. Like, it is, I was driving in, like, Charlotte. Charlotte's, like, a pretty big city. It's, like, giant. And, like, I drove, I could see the city. I was on the outside of it. 10 minutes later, I was in the middle of downtown. Like, it's crazy how much easier it is.
Because nobody wants to be there.
Yeah, there's better and there's worse.
Yeah.
LA sucks. Boston's really bad.
Yeah.
DC, bad.
Yeah, DC's bad.
Whole Texas, every major city.
It being an island and all the tunnels constantly being clogged is just, it is hell. And it sucks. And especially if you're trying to Uber somewhere and you get caught in a parade or get caught in, like, some sort of traffic accident, you're just fucked. And going up against that, it's number 5 seed, rats and cockroaches. Ooh. So the combined a little vermin vote.
5.
You think that should be
a
higher?
1.
That's a 1.
It's pretty high. You'll see the ones above it. It's you'll see. All right. So Owen, you go first. Traffic or rats/cockroaches?
So the traffic I see, it's probably mainly tunnels and bridges. If you're staying in the city, I think it's the best place to get an Uber, opposed to any other city, and that's what's important for me. I'll go with vermins.
Vermin. I never had cockroaches in my apartment. I did find a rat once.
Yeah, I currently have rat and mice.
Rats and mice. Well, you live with Sass and
Dukes.
Sass and Dukes. That's a rat-friendly place.
Mm-hmm.
Is it that same place we've been to before?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a rat-friendly place.
Yeah.
Very rat. That's
tough.
Very. Cheah.
You could be annoyed by sitting in some traffic on, the bridges and tunnels, or if you're going out to Connecticut, the sawmill, something like that. Or you can have literal rats destroying your things and making your place almost unlivable.
Including this office. There was still a giant rat infestation here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, you were staying here for surviving Barstool. When we were there, you would see them as soon as the lights go out. You would see them everywhere.
They scurry right by the rundown set.
Yep. They're not that prevalent. I did see 2 mice, and they were in the snack closet upstairs.
That's pretty prevalent.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
The one we all eat.
They were getting into people's locked drawers and eating like food they had there. Like it was incredible.
Yeah, when we were closed for an office for a long time, they destroyed everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think it's particularly close. It's got to be. Cockroaches, honestly, are worse in my opinion.
I would rather have 1,000 mice.
Yeah.
Cockroaches. Yeah.
Versus rats too. Like,
Cockroaches are disgusting.
And like if you crush them, they leads to you having more cockroaches.
Wait, what?
Yeah, they like lays their eggs or some shit.
Oh, no.
Pheromones, and it makes more cockroaches.
Have you been smashing, Tommy?
Spray 'em.
no.
You gotta
I
spray 'em.
just had a cockroach issue.
Well, what a paradox, because I'm not going to not kill a roach.
Yeah, that's
Fuck, that's right. You're
I thought
supposed
cockroaches don't die.
I lay out
you're
a trap.
supposed to fucking
Raid.
you gotta
No,
spray
no.
Wait, what did you do?
Tommy's living in a roach house.
I literally all right. So I live on a double-digit floor, so I don't really have any cockroach issues. I've saw once on my balcony like a year ago. Yesterday I washed my sneakers like in the laundry. They said to air dry them, so I laid them out overnight on my balcony so that they could dry off. Today I brought them inside just this morning in my room. Put my shoes on, and a cockroach just like fell onto the floor. The scream I let out, spider like ran into my room. Was like, "What's going on? What's going on?" And I crushed it because I immediately was fucking scared. I crushed it with my shoe. Now am I gonna get fucking cockroaches in my room?
Yeah, you should go home right now.
You should go home. We should leave here.
Spray it with Raid.
Spray it with Raid. At the same spot. Did you Kleenex it or something? The spot where you crushed them?
No.
Is it still there?
What?
Well,
You left the
I
rat
picked
gut?
it up with a fucking.
You picked up all the eggs?
You left like the roach guts and stuff?
There wasn't really any guts. It was pretty light. Actually, you know what? I don't know if I killed it totally. I squished it and
So you crippled them and threw them out a window or in your
I
trash?
threw them down the garbage chute.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
So now you're going to have a roach infestation in your whole apartment as opposed to...
Yeah, you just sent
Fine.
him to paradise, dude.
Yeah, fine. I mean, it was pretty close to dead. Oh boy, fuck.
Was it a male? Did you see the penis?
No, I didn't look at its penis. What is that, a human?
That was a dumb idea. Jesus. But yeah, so rats or cockroaches. Tommy, I feel based off this.
That's worse. So I was gonna say, like, as a staunch New York City defender, I'm gonna try everything in my power to spin everything on this list to a good thing. I cannot do that. Oh no, I really just got sick to my stomach. But I don't know if I have where did it? It must have only come from outside.
If they can fly.
Come from outside, yeah.
Yeah, they can fly.
They fly?
Yeah, they got
Flying
little
cockroaches, brother.
Yeah. I'm assuming it was a flying one.
some of
that
them,
got
I
to you.
Well, how can it get? They're never really inside.
Yeah. Wait, why did it go in your shoe if you just cleaned it?
It was wet.
No, I left my shoe on the balcony. And
Those shoes?
No, different ones. I guess I had one on the balcony and it fucking climbed.
You know that it's very likely it laid eggs in your shoes.
Definitely.
Like it 100% laid eggs.
Where are your shoes at right now?
in my room.
Oh,
Nice warm environment.
No, no.
You guys fucking with me?
No, dude, you just told us that.
So I just throw those shoes?
At least put them through a wash again.
Yeah, probably wash them again.
Yeah, at the very least. But now those eggs are gonna they get all over your apartment.
Is this real?
Just put them under your pillow for good luck.
Yeah, exactly.
I hate
Fuck. Right.
You have to go home and wash those really quickly. 3 for rats/cockroaches.
It's cockroaches, no brainer. They can get in your damp shoes and then just infest your fucking house overnight. And your life you're gonna have to get rid of all your clothes, your bedding. It's gonna.
I'm actually incredibly upset.
I have all of the grates in my sinks and drains so they can't crawl up pipes. I have traps in my corner, and I've never even seen one in my apartment. Knock on wood. But I just it's a precaution. I don't know. You could have the cleanest apartment. You see a roach, you feel dirty.
You're gonna what do you call? Wake up tomorrow and you're gonna see a roach in your pokey collection.
That's impossible.
I know it's enclosed, but
It's airtight. It's impossible.
all right, Big T.
Yeah, these aren't close. I've been fortunate that I haven't had any rat problems anywhere I've lived here, but cockroaches I've seen. The first apartment I lived in Brooklyn, I one time walked into the living room and there were 3 of them the size of the palm of my hand on the wall. So I had to go grab my shoe and try to smash them on the wall. I was terrified. I hate bugs. It was the worst. Yeah, it's cockroaches. This place is the living hell.
KB.
I think New York is the only city where you can combat traffic.
Okay.
Yeah, you can walk or take the train, or
Right. That's the best place to get from A to B. So yeah,
Which is why it's a lower seat, especially for us.
But if you did drive, then yeah, that's
Traffic is really only affects me to and fro from the airport.
Yeah. That really sucks.
It really sucks, though.
Yeah.
Only there 6 hours early.
Yeah, Dave.
Yeah.
Kind of like Tommy, how he said he was going to do everything in his power to like shine a bright, brimming light on New York City and make it sound all awesome and everything. I've never seen a cockroach in person, I don't think, either in New York City or anywhere else. That was the most horrifying conversation I've ever heard in my life. I was going to go traffic because, and granted, all the traffic I know in New York City was to and from the airport, which is fucking miserable. It doesn't matter which airport you fly into. But those stories about the cockroaches, I don't do bugs at all. Like I can't even look at spiders in movies or on TV. Like I look away. I hate bugs. Hate them. It has to be that. It has to be that.
just the possibility of it happening is
I'm in
enough.
a world of hurt right now.
Yeah, we just spiked Tammy's
I
anxiety.
legit feel bad for Tommy. If I were in Tommy's shoes right now, I would
run.
Be a
home.
cockroach.
Yeah, if you were
like rats. I could
on purpose.
see him out.
that was not on
That
purpose.
was fire.
So, sorry, Dave, you're saying?
Wow.
No, rats, like you'll see them out. I've never seen one indoors, but I mean little mice or whatever, because they're just looking for heat and warmth in the winter. But rats, you'll see. That's kind of just big city living. I think you're going to see that no matter where you are, not just New York City, even though New York City is a disgusting place. But cockroaches, like I've never seen a cockroach indoors
All right.
or anywhere, I don't think.
So rats and
So
roaches are going to be the easy winner here. Clean sweep.
It's got to be. If
Yeah.
you guys are like walking into living rooms and seeing cockroaches, like I'm horrified.
Yeah, especially after this story, I feel like it's now emerged from just the 5 seed to the favorite, like immediate favorite.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough to beat.
Yeah, that's going to be really
going
hard
home.
to beat. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, there's
When
probably
Tommy was
like
telling
eggs
us-
underneath of like the insole
Yeah.
of your shoe.
Yeah.
My toes are
But
curling.
I
just
don't
listening
understand
to
how
it.
that works. So they're gonna like, where are they gonna be born? In my shoe?
I believe so,
Yeah.
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 They're gonna
How
be like-
attached are you to these shoes?
Well, no,
I'm
how long is the incubation period? I bet you they're already hatched.
Gooch, get on the incubation period if you can.
Are you fucking with me?
No, we're all saying
It's a real thing.
No, this
I'm
is
feeling
real.
pretty
it's
bad.
very real.
Yeah.
Well, where are they gonna? So
Everywhere.
Like literally everywhere. You're going to go home and they're already there.
they're already hatched.
Maybe.
Maybe, I don't really know.
Well,
That's
granted, there'll probably
babies will be
there will be
smaller.
dozens of eggs, but only so many will hatch.
I'd imagine there would be
Probably
hundreds of eggs.
Hundreds of
This is-
eggs, only 10% will hatch.
is
So you'll
bad.
probably have like
Oh, no.
10
Wait, what's bad?
Gooch.
All right, so I say it's bad. How long do you think a bad time is?
For the
Less
incubation
than
period?
72 hours.
No, it's so much worse. It's 24 to 36 days.
Oh, that's
okay.
So they'll be in the eggs for that long?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great for Tommy.
That's great. Yeah.
No, 'cause
good.
then it's like you kind of forget about it, and you're gonna be thinking.
Forget
every single-
about it.
You're gonna be thinking. You're gonna be thinking every single day about those eggs for like 24.
Yeah,
to
you're not
30.
in the clear for the next month.
Who knows how
Yeah.
long the roach had the eggs for? Like it could be on day.
Yeah, it could be in the
30.
third trimester of roach eggness. Like you could just be dropping them off.
I'm going home. I'm throwing both those shoes right in the garbage.
It's the deed's already done though. I don't
Yeah.
know.
That would
They might not like.
that wouldn't do
Did you
it.
immediately kill it after it fell out of your shoe?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, squished it, and then I think I picked it up with a paper towel, and it was like, it
Didn't
looked like
crunch it.
the antenna was moving a little.
Did you throw it away?
No, that's just nerves.
I threw it down the garbage chute.
Okay.
Yeah, again, like Nick was saying, you gave him the best opportunity of his lifetime. You threw him right into the trash. That's where he
I
wants
mean,
it.
I let him.
You
go.
gave him his like what?
fucking
72
15
virgins?
floors down.
Wait,
I'll
you threw
let
him in
it-
the trash?
Yeah, he dumped it down the trash.
Why
Still
wouldn't
alive.
you flush him down?
Oh no,
the
I wasn't
on the
thinking.
chute. Yeah.
down the garbage chute. So
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
let that be
Oh.
the people on the first floor's problem.
Oh no, Gooch, did we just get
lost Dave.
We lost Dave.
All right, there we go.
right.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, perfectly. All right, we'll just
All right, sorry about that.
That's all right. We'll jump straight back in. Okay, next up we have the number 4 seed versus the 13 seed. The 4 seed is one that I think all of us have gone through. It's paying very expensive rent for small apartments.
Yeah.
Which is like it happens to a degree in every city, but in New York it's particularly egregious. Like the amount you get for like the amount you have to pay per square foot. And that's going up against the 13 seed. New York City grocery stores. That includes that fucking hellhole Gristedes.
There it is.
Among every other shithole, overpriced Brooklyn Fair bullshit.
D'Agostino's.
Fuck
worst.
D'Agostino's.
Oh, no, that's a good one.
No, they
Incredibly
overcharge.
overpriced.
Yeah.
They're all overpriced. You just got to deal with that. But that one's like navigable and like has good shit in it.
It's true.
There's every one of them though is super cramped. You could barely move anywhere, and there's a trillion people in every grocery store at every point, and like you can only bring as much as you can carry. You know what I mean? Like you have to carry everything, so however many blocks you need to go, and it fucking sucks. We'll start with you this time, Dave. The rent/mini apartments or grocery stores.
I mean, I can't speak to either. I don't know if I've ever been in an actual grocery store. I've just walked into bodegas in New York City, and I've never lived in New York City, but I do know that you guys all live like a bunch of poor people. In spite of making what I would imagine should be a livable wage. So that sucks. That sucks. I got a fucking awesome place for $2,500 a month.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we're gonna
which wouldn't get you shit out there, from what I understand, right?
Yeah, but you get to be in New York instead of Chicago.
Yeah, that's a good.
Yeah, you didn't think of that, did you?
I
Dave?
don't.
That's the reason people
New York
do it.
City sucks. I'm not wed to Chicago. I'd live somewhere else, but I'd never want to live in New York City.
Supply and demand. If it sucks so much, not everybody would want to live here.
I don't understand how people actively choose to live in that dump.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say this: I'm only used to just Manhattan for the most part.
Yeah,
which I understand is much different from Brooklyn. I've never been to Brooklyn or Queens or whatever else there is.
Can't picture you being a Staten Island guy.
Are you?
Actually, you would be perfect.
I would not.
Never mind.
Bushwick Dave.
Bushwick Dave would be. Oh, you would hate it. Oh man. But
I don't think I would fit in Staten Island. No.
You
think
look like a
you would.
prototypical Staten Islander.
Yeah, you're just like the Chicago version of a Staten Island.
If you spoke with like an Italian accent, like you would definitely be a Staten Islander, like without a doubt. Put a chain on
If
him.
you took a BuzzFeed "Which New York City borough are you?" quiz, you would get Staten Island.
Oh,
You would, yeah.
sure.
Actually, Tommy, know what I want you to do? I want you to either find one,
A BuzzFeed quiz.
which New York City, like a BuzzFeed quiz, you can do that. Or I want you to make one for me yourself, and then we'll find out for real what I am.
All right.
But I mean, I just
right
can't
now?
stand like the.
That's your homework, Tommy.
That's your homework.
To Google something.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna Google instead of making one.
KB, mini apartments and the big ass rent, or grocery?
That's the giant. That's the one. That's the number one. That's the worst.
Well, you'll
That's
see.
the only thing that's inhumane. I think borderline.
Yeah,
Illegal.
definitely illegal.
And I think we're paying at minimum $1,200 more than we should.
Mm-hmm.
Comparably, 12. That's $24,000.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a salary after taxes, like a decent. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's that.
Big T.
I was shocked when I moved here at the grocery stores because if you have two people in an aisle, it's crowded. Like you can't walk by someone in an aisle of a grocery store. But the rent is just out of control. Like I have a very good deal on my apartment and it's still sickening.
Yeah, me too.
Sickening.
And my deal's about to end up. I had a COVID deal. I did a 2-year lease. It's about to end in this March, and I'm gonna be fucked on that renewal.
They're not just small. They're small and shitty.
You're small and
Borderline
bad, yeah.
unlivable. Yeah.
Shitty, expensive.
Not just
like,
small either. Tiny.
Actually,
minuscule.
yeah.
Like my
and disgusting.
apartment doesn't look out. The windows look to a brick wall that's like a foot outside of my window.
Dave
So
is
I don't
flexing
see
on
outside.
us so hard, having double the windows I have in his background.
Yeah, I have no
This
sunlight.
is just a living room. I could take you to my den or my office or my master bedroom
Is this
if you
just
want.
you're in a house?
Yeah, I am.
What do you have an office for?
What's the address?
I live on the west side.
What street?
My office is my guitar studio. It's got my PC in it and my Peloton.
And he's paying like $300 less than I'm paying for a shithole per month.
Yeah.
The average in New York is what, like 4? It just passed 4 grand.
It's something absolutely disgusting. It is a insane amount.
$4,000.
Yeah, it's the
I think
average.
or maybe was it 5? I think the average
The
is
worst part is it's went up
median.
proportionally with my salary, so I never get to truly
Yeah.
live better despite a raise or a bonus.
No, you're arguably living worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need a good old fashioned recession.
Dude, moving here, I had to sell my car,
Hang in there.
and I was like, oh, I have some like walking around money, and then it was like, oh no, I have to pay a broker fee.
Broker fees should be illegal.
Oh, that
should be.
I just
that should
paid
have been on big
$4,000 broker fee.
Yeah. And my apartment was $2,000 a month, which was a ton for me because I had not had a New York salary. You know, I'm moving here from Ohio. And my apartment was a 1 stovetop burner, a ladder up to my bed, which I had to like army crawl to get into. I could only fit like an ottoman in my place, so that was like my couch.
Yeah.
And I was lucky enough to have a bathroom, but like all the other apartments in my building was a shared bathroom in the hall, so I just like walk out and there would just be like half-dressed Eastern European men waiting in line.
I went there
with a
once. It
loofah.
was
So
like
you lived
pretty
in a
much Harry
dorm
Potter's
room.
bedroom.
It was Harry Potter's bedroom. There's a YouTube video that's like living in the smallest apartment in New York City. Mine was like pretty significantly smaller than that.
I don't have a chair.
Yeah.
I have my bed.
I
That's what I have
remember.
in my apartment.
And then I was like, I was like, what's the worst that could happen? A global shutdown where I'm staying. And then that's what happened. And then we tried on the Yak to do a push-up competition to hold each other accountable. I could not go horizontal in my.
Not 6 foot,
I couldn't
6
enter.
feet of
It wasn't 6
open
feet
space.
of open space to do a push-up.
Jesus.
It was tough. I would fall down the fucking ladder, and I was paying $2,000 a month. So yeah, that.
Well, yeah,
I
and you
won't.
said something rivals this on the bracket. I'll be interested.
All right, you'll see. Tommy,
It's the price you pay for living in the
Hey, Tommy, I
experience
got
of
the
New
Bronx.
York City.
you got the
The Bronx.
Yeah.
Oh, so
I
you're
got the
born to be a
Bronx.
Yankee fan.
Yeah, you're pro.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
You're,
wow.
you're a Yankee fan.
It was a stupid quiz.
Congrats
It
on
was only 5 questions.
Stupid quiz.
Yeah, I mean the rent is worse. I mean, I'd still rather pay a lot and live here than pay less and live in, I don't know, pretty much any other city. But a grocery store is, if you just order seamless, you can avoid the grocery store.
Yeah, you eat out for every meal, don't you?
Eat it. Yeah, I mean, deliver
out,
in.
yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm trying to stop that. I mean, tonight I'm going to pick up a good rotisserie chicken.
Counts.
Rotisserie chicken lasts you a while, and that's cheap. I love that.
you bring the cockroaches in though.
Yeah, that's true. You just feed
I just looked it up while we had a technical issue, and it says that's a myth, that if you squash a cockroach, it releases.
Who said that?
That was written by a cockroach.
Yeah.
You were scared enough to look it up, though.
I'm owning up to
I
how
would've been
very
too.
scared I am.
Yeah. Currently.
Yeah,
I don't
but
think a myth like the dispelling of the myth.
I'm
is
throwing out my shoes when I get home, and I'm stopping at CVS to get Raid, and I'm spraying it all over my apartment. I'm going with the rent.
Jay.
If I could go back, I didn't get to talk about grocery stores. I forgot. I feel feminine carrying a tote into a grocery store.
No, yeah.
I have several
carry
of the
my backpack.
reusable bags. I'll never use them.
Never.
I carry my backpack. I just use my backpack for groceries.
Grocery shopping itself is pretty feminine.
Yes.
I can't believe I didn't think to put this on the list I sent you, but the outlawing of plastic bags in this
Yeah.
city, disgusting.
And plastic
Thanks
straws.
to Blasio.
Sickening.
Wait, they outlawed them there?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
can't
you
get
gotta
'em.
use reusable or paper.
I had a paper
DVS
bag
gives you
ripped
shit out of
yesterday.
ours. We still
It's
use
insane.
them though.
My bodega guy though has a stash and he gives them to me for free because I go in there like every
That's the most
day.
New Yorker thing you ever said. My bodega guy.
Yeah, he's got
What's
a
happened
stash
to
on.
you?
You really have become a New Yorker.
Just a week after he went against Chick-fil-A sauce.
Yeah. Wow. Big T's changing.
These are all lies.
Times
City
are
fan?
changing.
I'm a Villa guy.
Another
Straw
city.
we had.
He's a city guy again. He's a New York City
New
and
York
Manchester
City and Man City.
Yeah.
You would love to go to Man City, wouldn't you?
Yeah. What else feels kind of feminine? Holding an umbrella. I did it this morning. I hate it.
I didn't.
I hate it.
Uh-uh.
I'd rather get wet.
I walked in here damp as hell. My head held high.
As a man should.
Jay.
Yeah, I mean, grocery stores, there are some very bad ones. You can kind of navigate around it. So they don't do paper bags anymore, or they do paper
They do paper
Can-
bags.
Paper bags and reusable.
Because, yeah, I have to do the reusable.
They charge you for the paper bags.
It'd be funny if they they outlawed reusable and paper. You need to carry all your items by hand just from now on.
It's coming.
I mean, that's
We'll
what
owe
so
nothing and you will be happy.
I used to live to avoid going to Gristedes, which was a block away. I used to live at 58th and 10th, and I would go to 72nd and Columbus, which is where Trader Joe's was,
Yeah.
better grocery store.
It's a good one.
But I would have to walk back then 14 blocks.
Why would you
with
go there? There's
groceries.
a Trader Joe's in the basement of the Mandarin Oriental, which is on Columbus Circle.
There wasn't at the time that I was living.
Oh, okay. All right.
So
They would never.
Mandarin.
They would
Oriental.
never-
You're hammering that. You're hammering that point down.
Yeah, I get it.
All right.
So I would travel back with it, holding these typically very heavy bags. One time I was 4 blocks from my apartment and the bag ripped. So I just had all my groceries fall out, and I had to scramble and use my shirt and everything. It was horribly
Horrible.
embarrassing.
Very New York City experience.
It's almost 2 miles walking with groceries.
Yeah, it's a bit of a walk.
That's an insane person.
Well, that
I
was-
should call an Uber. or get a taxi.
Yeah.
I think so. You're making it sound bad, but then I remember I have to take my groceries and put them in my half fridge
Yeah.
that I have in my tiny ass apartment.
But at the same time, the rent is too damn high.
Too damn high.
Owen,
Stamp too damn high.
stamp 2 sweeps. I don't think we've ever had that back to back. But that just goes to show you. Next up, we have the 9 seed. This is submitted by Tommy, and I agree. This is the worst. When that hot air blows up from the subway vent and like gets on you, and I included as a combination onto that. Whenever you get like when they're doing work in the sewers and like the steam comes out.
Yeah.
From,
Oh,
the
the steam is the worst. Like I feel like I'm just getting a disease.
I'm just absorbing cancer. That's what it feels like in my head. But Owen, oh wait, I didn't even get to the next one. The 8 seed's Crime. Probably could be higher, but it feels boring.
Thanks to Blasio.
Yeah, that's another thanks to Blasio one. Crime does suck. You guys have been to, I know at least Nick and KB, you've been to my apartment, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's okay. It's like, it's not a bad apartment complex, like building.
You have a waterfall in
I had a
your
triple
lobby.
homicide next door, very recently. A triple homicide.
do you live in?
And still not solved. Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah.
Still unsolved.
Bail. Just let them out.
Yeah,
Hell's
and this
Kitchen,
was,
they just let the boys play.
Yeah.
kinda.
Well, like a
Quadruple
year ago.
homicide's a misdemeanor.
Yeah.
there's like a building where they like stash street meat carts, and apparently above it is a rap studio, and just this guy just walked in, shot 3 people dead, and left. And I was just like, oh, cool. That I should hopefully factor into my lease renegotiation.
Yeah, maybe.
But Owen,
Yeah, maybe you'll get to pay like a normal livable.
yeah, livable livable rent. Owen, the hot air or Crime?
Crime. Not a huge fan of it. I had a couple dead bodies in front of the last apartment I had.
Saw it, didn't
Hell's
you?
Kitchen. Yeah.
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 That makes you feel something. I don't mind the hot air. It's nice sometimes.
It's it's a
little treat.
Knowing where
sometimes.
if it's like it's heat from like poop.
Yeah, it's poop, but
It's poop heat that's like goes
you
right
don't
up your
think
pant
about
leg.
it. Yeah.
Warms you up in the winter.
Yeah.
It does.
That's a treat.
Cheah.
I agree. I think the hot air is like a nice change up. Like, it's not something you're used to. It's just like, oh, interesting.
Disgusting. It's like
You
this.
walk over a subway grate, you feel that. You're like, oh, yeah.
Have you ever seen Marilyn Monroe?
Yeah, that's iconic. That's iconic.
That shit's disgusting to me, Tommy.
I mean, I know I submitted.
I don't think the crime is that bad. So
Ooh.
They could be
I've never
worse.
I've never felt safer in a city just because there's always people around.
Dude, my apartment's right next to a police precinct and triple murder.
Yeah, that's the thing
Like-
about the criminals here. They don't give a shit. They'll just
Yeah.
walk out in broad daylight.
Did you see that fucking that Grand Theft Auto thing I posted the other day?
Yeah.
Some guy in front of my
It's
old
on
apartment.
92nd and 2nd
That
or
was
something?
in the lobby of my old apartment building. This dude like T-boned another car and then armed robberied him.
He double T-boned. He T-boned
Yeah.
and then went back for a second one.
Second T-bone. Oh, it was
Yeah.
incredible stuff. Or
Really
I think it's
nice.
a pit maneuver or something. It was very interesting.
Did that guy get caught?
Oh God, no! They never get caught.
Pretty sick.
It's insane. Tommy.
I mean, well, I do think the subway air is gross and maybe more fun to pick. If I had to eliminate one of these things, I would definitely eliminate crime. I am a notorious pussy. I do sort of agree with Stephen Cheah that like walking at night, you feel a little bit better because there's a lot of people around usually, and like there's a lot of cars. So I always think, oh, I'll just scream. But it's scary, and crime has gone up a lot in the past couple of years since COVID. Rudy Giuliani cleaned this city up, and then it has steadily descended into madness ever since. Lot of homeless people, which goes in. So I'll say crime is worse.
Crime. Nick.
Yeah, so there's a certain charm about like those orange smokestacks in the middle of the street. It makes it feel like New York City.
Makes me feel like Batman could pop out of it.
It is gross. You're inhaling shit and piss, other things. But the crime, when I'm out on like the streets, I don't feel unsafe. But it's like being on a subway car. If that shit, like you're underground, trapped in this little fucking car, and there's always some sketchy characters. And I'm a pussy.
Yeah.
So like I'm very jumpable, very muggable. Take everything. If you see me, you just have to ask for all my shit. I'll give it to you. But like every major city has that. Chicago's probably worse. Philly's probably worse. LA's probably worse. There's worse places for crime, but still, I don't want to be stabbed.
So you're gonna go with crime.
You were talking about the subway. I was on the subway with my girlfriend recently. We were leaving a Mets game, and we were sitting on the very end, like next to the door that would go to the next car. And this guy walks up to us and goes, smart move to sit right there in case anything happens.
Oh no!
And I looked at her and I was like, I mean, that's the guy who's going to make something happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're about to get like killed right now. But I just Googled NYC crime. The last 48 hours, woman robbed at knife point by stranger who first tried to rape her. Man killed in violent Brooklyn fight was beaten by stranger. 5 people shot, 1 fatally in less than an hour in Brooklyn. Here's a good one. 15 wounded in NYC Labor Day weekend gunplay, but decline from last year.
I will say a lot, like in Manhattan, it's not as bad. Brooklyn is very bad. The Bronx, Queens, Manhattan crime rate is, I would imagine, better than the rest of the boroughs.
We do have the biggest population.
But yeah, this place sucks. Crime.
Crime, KB.
Yeah, there's people who push others onto subway tracks.
Yeah, there was the guy, the pusher. You should never become the pusher. It should happen once.
Yeah, he's done it multiple times.
Yeah.
And he just goes. He just keeps going.
Yeah.
God, this
Dave?
is just raising my anxiety in so many different levels right now.
Dave, crime or the hot subway air?
I, unlike Tommy and Nick, am not a pussy and will throw down if need be. And I also conceal and carry, not to brag.
He's such a
You can't do that.
I feel
Yeah,
safe.
can't have a gun either.
Yeah.
That's another bad thing about New York City, in my opinion. We won't go down that route.
Chicago's
You guys
got
have
guns
sticks
under
in that.
control for
Yeah, yeah. Chicago has the gun thing figured out.
Doing well.
Yeah.
I'm a legal gun owner. I can own a gun all day, every day. I'm not going to discharge it where I shouldn't.
You could still do bad
Again, we won't
stuff
go
with
down
it
that route.
if
So
you buy
I'm
it
looking
legally.
on Citizens. You guys have that app or no?
Unfortunately, yes.
I'm too afraid to
I can't
download
look
it.
at it anymore.
Okay, nothing. So last night there was a person armed with a knife not too far from me, maybe a half mile or so. I did hear gunshots. I've lived downtown Chicago for actually it's almost 10 years on the dot. It'll be October of 2022. I have lived downtown for 10 years and I've heard gunshots one time, never dealt with like a homicide near me. I was in Arizona. There was a homicide that would have been near me had I been home.
Could have
That
happened
was
to
like
you.
a block away, but that was like 7 years ago. And other than that, like I think that crime in Chicago is overrated. I think that I've never felt unsafe in New York City aside from like the sketchball characters late at night when you're in a taxi or whatever going home from the bar. But
when you're in the taxi.
I think that disgusting smell of the city is one of the worst parts about it. So I'm gonna just go with that one.
All right, so one dissenting vote that ruins what would have been 3 clean sweeps in a row. But
So,
that's
Dave, for me, even if it doesn't happen to me, I don't like the fact that other people are getting brutally murdered.
No, yeah. I mean, obviously, I
As long as he doesn't have to hear it.
yeah.
As long as it's not within
Come on, you're not
striking
waking up
distance of
thinking
a
about that
citizen
guy
app.
that got shot in Queens this morning.
KB,
He's right.
He's right. He's got a point.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, at all.
Now we got our 1 seed versus our 16 seed. We'll do our chain game first. So we'll be deciding, Dave, who the 16 seed is. The first option is 9/11.
Oh, shit.
Second option is KFC Barstool. Third option, this is from you, Dave. Mexican food. You said in parentheses, every place I've had sucks.
I don't know if that's fair or not, but that's what I've noticed. Yes.
Yeah.
Another one from Dave, the hotels.
You guys probably don't have to deal with that as like I do,
Live here.
but every hotel is disgusting in New York City that I've been in.
After that, we
Some
have
of the finest in the world as well.
Yeah.
the vessel getting
Well, I mean-
getting closed down because people keep killing themselves.
It's a bad thing that it was closed down.
Annoying. It's
Just a
annoying that we
staircase
can't
to
enjoy
nowhere.
It's annoying we can't enjoy the vessel because these sad sacks keep
Some real dark horses going up against 9/11.
9/11 being a play-in game.
Is wildly.
we are forgetting.
After that is lines versus again 9/11.
It just got way worse after 9/11.
Yeah, slow walkers. After that, so Dave, you get to pick first in our chain game. 9/11, KFC Barstool, Mexican food, hotels, the vessel getting closed down because of the people killing themselves, lines, and slow walkers.
AFC beating 9/11 would be hilarious.
Yeah, I unlike the guy that got shot in Queens that I don't care about. I do care about those. What was it? 2,800 lives lost on 9/11, 2001. That's coming up in 5 days. 21st anniversary. I'll go with that one.
Okay, 1 vote for 9/11.
Is he just trying to flex the knowledge that he knows when 9/11
Yeah,
is?
he's like 01, by the way.
That's
I'm on my computer. We're almost
Dave.
there.
The name of it is the date.
Yeah. It still took
I'm
you
just
a minute
saying.
there.
That's not like you pulled out. You know when Rosh Hashanah is.
Yeah.
Not a clue.
Yeah. KB?
That's
9/11, KFC Barstool.
Are we doing this for real with 9/11? Because we get it.
Genuinely, what has been
My
worse for
least
New York?
favorite thing personally that affects me is pedestrians of all kinds and walking of all kinds, slow,
Yeah.
Diagonal, every type of bad walk.
People holding hands. Hey,
Five wide families.
All of that.
Yeah, five wide
That's-
families.
That's the only thing that sends me into rage on like a near daily basis. So I'm gonna go with that. We'll understand the impact of 9/11.
Yeah. What affects your day-to-day life more, 9/11 or slow walkers?
The slow walkers does.
Yeah.
Yeah. So slow walk.
Without a doubt. Big T.
I'm not particularly attached to any one of these, so I feel like I have to say 9/11. But
You don't have to. Which
the
one?
slow
affects-
walkers thing, like that's everywhere. I haven't noticed it's any worse here. I mean, there are more people walking, but
There's
And that's why. Yeah.
Sidewalks
that's
are more
why.
packed,
It's
yeah.
just-
yeah, it did happen to me the other day. I got pissed. I guess I'll go slow walking.
2 for slow walkers.
A lot of bad came from 9/11.
Fact.
If we're talking about affecting you personally, I don't know. That might factor into my fear of flying, which really is a detriment to my life. But with that being said, when I see people walking wide, filling up the whole sidewalk slowly, or just stopping to look at their phone, there's a little bit of I'm not somebody who has a lot of rage, but it comes out then. I get mad. I say things every once in a while. Sometimes it's a family that's probably never been to New York. You know, maybe their first vacation in years because the workforce has been tough, and I'll say something to them.
I like to drop a good place to stop.
Yeah.
Just under the breath. That's a good place to stop.
This is very specific, but it's happened to me enough that I've noticed it. People, like you said, generally it's their first time in New York, stopping on Fifth Avenue every street to take a picture of the Empire State Building because they get a little bit closer, and they're like, this picture's better. And I mean, I'm trying to get just from 9th to 14th. It takes 15
Are
minutes.
we kind of tying in? Does Taurus have its own seed, or are we going to sort of tie
anyone walking in the city?
Right, but I'm saying, could we sort of tie in slow Taurus or slow walkers
tourists definitely
with
counts.
Taurus?
We're describing this mostly as tourists, but this is regular New Yorkers too that do this.
KFC's a tremendous douchebag, though.
Yeah, KFC does suck.
Yeah, he is. I had that on my list.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it was your
Included it.
submission.
Tommy. 9/11.
Can I hear the list again?
9/11, KFC, Mexican food, hotels, the vessel, lines, and slow walkers.
You were shilling for the vessel.
Yeah, I'd like to go to the vessel.
It's just stairs.
I don't even know what the vessel is. I don't
It's this
think.
place people kill themselves on.
Yeah,
it's
big
beautiful
ass
looking
staircase.
structure.
But it almost looks like it was built for suicide. Like you
Yeah,
can
that's
like
true.
go up to like your
Hold on.
preferred level.
There's nothing at the top of the stairs.
Yeah, it's some MC
just
Escher
stairs.
stairway,
shit, some
yeah.
Winchester House shit.
Yeah. Let's see. It's beautiful structure. It's just,
Looks like a honeycomb.
yeah.
Okay, I'm looking at it.
It's just steps.
It looks cool.
Half the people that
yeah,
jumped
so
off
people
was-
just nose swan dive off that thing.
Yeah, and now
every day?
nobody can go on it.
Now no one's allowed to go
A
up.
couple bad eggs ruining it for the whole class.
Yeah. Do they have like 24-hour security there? Because like they don't have a
You
fence.
just can't go in anymore.
Yeah, but like at night, like when there's no one there, do they have to, like someone just overnight watching it so no one kills himself?
I assume the doors are locked.
But no, but like it's outdoors.
really
You can
doors.
walk that. You can just walk into
Oh,
there.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no gateway or anything. I don't know how that works.
I'd prefer that than when they jump in front of the subway and
Yeah.
ruin the commute.
Yeah, it would destroy
I
everyone.
guess they do. This is like a designated spot.
Yeah.
It would almost be better to have a designated spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not the vessel.
Yeah.
Like a safe injection point for heroin.
All right, Tom.
I'll go 9/11. It was really a tragedy that rocked our nation, and I cannot believe we had 3 votes against it.
How often?
I wasn't voting against it. I was just if we want to,
You're mad about
you personally.
He's mad about people being against 9/11.
We wouldn't have had that Toby Keith song.
Yeah.
Sure, and it did bring it really brought the city and nation.
Fantastic song.
I would bet that only myself, Cheah, and KenJac really remember it. 'Cause
I'm
you
older
guys
than
are young.
KenJac.
Yeah, he's older than me.
I remember.
Okay, I
it.
thought you were like 30.
I am 30.
Because I was in 7th
29.
grade, and like my younger brother's 4 years younger than me. He doesn't really remember it.
I remember it well.
I was in like second grade.
I was in kindergarten. I kind of remember it just because like I remember my parents.
Third grade.
coming
You
home
should
from,
remember
like, the
9/11.
city.
Yeah, I remember well. I got picked up from school.
I did. My mom, it happened before we went to school, and my mom was just like, they're not going to try and send a terrorist bomb into your fucking elementary school. Like, you're fine. So,
Well, also, I don't think
Pulled me
that's.
out of school in Chicago.
Then they started
Going for
doing
the
that.
Twin Towers, the White
they started
House,
doing that.
and
Holy shit.
Well,
Huntington Elementary School.
I guess we kind of did that work for them.
Yeah.
So they didn't have to. Destruction of elementary schools. Tommy.
I'll give 9/11 a pass here.
And that's
I'll
not a
give-
bad thing
I'll give
about
it
New York
one win.
City either. That's just
not a bad thing about
happened
New York City.
to
It's
New
bad.
York.
It's,
It happened
and
to
what are the
New York
odds it
City.
happens again?
Yeah.
On
You shouldn't have said that. You just jinxed
On that day?
Right.
Yeah.
Probably higher than any other day. Just
Yeah.
Think so?
like
Copycats?
I think it's
yeah.
lower.
I think it's lower. I bet you security's a little buffed up.
I have a flight this Sunday, so that'd be unfortunate.
Ooh.
Where you going?
Coming back from Nashville.
That doesn't seem like a place that terrorists would stop before going.
it seems
on.
exactly
matter.
where they would stop,
Yeah.
to be honest.
No, they don't want it. They want
Height of patriotism, country music, flags, beer. Yeah, they're going to nuke
it's
it.
like a fucking town. Like
Tommy will be there.
Sodom. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like the other ones went from like Boston and DC and shit.
true.
Cheah.
Yeah, I mean, for the sake of the show, we can't, in good conscience, put 9/11 there. It's just going to steamroll the vote throughout. So personally, lines the worst. Like there's a place you want to go to, and there's just a giant line. If you're a dude, you can get profiled as taking some of the women. So they preferentially let women in.
Talking about clubs and
Most,
stuff now, yeah.
clubs or places you're going out at night.
You're getting profiled?
I think New York is better for lines than other cities because there's
You
so
just
many
go somewhere
options.
else.
Yeah.
There's so many
Whatever
other
you
places.
want to do or need, there's a place that you can go nearby with a smaller line.
It's better than driving 20 minutes somewhere and then
Yeah.
just being like, oh, there's a line. You can bounce around.
Sure, but if your friends are already inside,
Yeah, that's the
line,
worst.
then- yeah, so
Screwed.
I would
for
I would
lines.
say that.
Owen?
9/11.
9/11.
Is it
Yeah.
gonna win?
It's tied right now, 3-3. Slow walkers and 9/11. Gooch man, you get to break the vote.
Jesus Christ. Really? You're going to make me do this?
Yeah, 9/11 or slow walkers. It all comes down to
And
you.
It's not a
this
bad
is
thing
going to be
about
the
New
part
York.
we clip for the promo in the morning.
Yes, exactly.
Your answer right here.
So are you pro 9/11 or are you pro slow walkers?
I really like that Toby Keith song. And that Alan Jackson song.
Oh, I didn't know you had one about it.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to go slow walkers.
Yep. Slow walkers is going up against our 1 seed, and I know this is a particular one that I know White Sox Dave really loves. Garbage. Garbage is a problem in New York City. The smell of it in the summer when it burns and just makes everything smell like pure shit. It ended up being stacked up on the sidewalks every day. It sucks ass. Actually, you know what, White Sox Dave, let's start with you again. Garbage versus the slow walkers.
Quick question, real quick. When did the outdoor dining with like the little huts on the side of the street, did that start because of COVID or was that always a thing?
because of
Because of
They're
COVID,
keeping
yeah.
them, I
It was
think, like,
okay.
forever.
It's like disgusting sitting outside eating and like 10 feet from you, there's 30 bags of piled up garbage or garbage bags piled up like within no shot of you. It is the most vile, disgusting thing on the planet. Get fucking alleys or figure out a better method.
You can't
This
just
is like,
get
it's-
alleys.
Get alleys, you have to shave the
Yeah, you can. It's 2022. Figure it out.
They are
Figure
absolutely
something out.
They are
There's
really
a better
gross.
method than just tossing everything on the side of the street.
And just
There's got to be a better method.
specifically, again, the garbage days in the summer are so bad.
Yeah.
It's really bad. It smells like absolute
It's
dog
gag
shit.
inducing.
Yeah, and in the summer it kind of sucks too because it just makes giant obstacles for you to have to get around.
I think that's worse than the smell. Maybe I'm just numb to.
I was gonna say I become desensitized visually and
Right, but
Definitely
it,
visually.
it is a little bit annoying when you have to like change your route because your typical street is filled with garbage.
When you see the water that's piled up on the
Oh,
it's like
I hate
green,
that. Green or
orange,
brown.
yeah.
It's disgusting. KB?
slow walkers by a lot.
Ooh, by a lot too. Okay, Big T.
I think garbage fits into what my overall number one thing about New York would be, which is that you pay sky high taxes and everything still sucks. Like they don't take that money. Like you would think for all the money that they're getting in taxes, this city would be efficient and like clean, and it's not. So garbage, like you walk out your front door, there's 30
Walls of garbage.
garbage bags, and they just sit there for days.
Paying like $3,000 a month, and you just get to be surrounded by garbage. Nick.
It's garbage for me. There are some streets I just like can't go on. And it's like sometimes it's like right out in front of my building, or like I can't open my window because there's fucking just a mountain of garbage.
Too stinky too. It's just ugh. Tommy.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm a little bit desensitized to the garbage. Slow walkers are more likely an audible reaction out of me, like Nick was saying. We're more like human stupidity is more annoying. So I'll go slow walkers.
Slow walkers, Cheah.
Slow
walkers. Oh, and you get to break it.
Garbage. Garbage is a tale as old as time in New York, and the slow walkers from the South only got here a few years ago.
Reverse carpetbaggers, I guess.
Brandon Walker and his family.
That's true.
Oh yeah,
Okay, before we get into the second half of our bracket, let's hear really quick from our second sponsor of the day, 3Cheah. All right, let's talk about our best pals, 3Cheah. The days of long road trips to rec states for overpriced dispensaries are over. 3Cheah offers premium THC products that get delivered straight to your door, including dispensary-grade Delta-9 THC. The same effects as traditional marijuana. It's hemp-derived, making it federally legal and that much easier for you to get your hands on. And the best part, 3Cheah is giving Barstool listeners an exclusive 5% off all products. And again, I'll give you the same talking point every time with 3Cheah because it's true. Get those Rice Krispie Treat edibles. They are unreal. Great body high without getting that sort of like anxiety feel that you get from certain weed products. Use code STOOL5 at 3cheah.com to experience cannabis perfected now. You must be 21 years old to purchase. Thanks to 3Cheah. All right, let's get into the second half. Our 11 seed is Cyclists. Nick has to leave and go do recording. Don't worry, Hank, he's coming out for a little something. Next up, we have Cyclists. Cyclists in New York City suck. They're super.
Hank is motioning to stay.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh, hell yeah. More Nicky.
More Nicky.
Hey.
Those cyclists who are super aggressive in the city. They'll like run people over. They act very, I don't know what the word is. They're assholes.
Holier than thou.
Entitled?
They're cunts.
Yes, entitled.
Every cyclist is a cunt. They're all sucks.
Yeah.
They're very rude and they're fucking assholes.
What about the ones that fucking drive on the sidewalk?
Those are even worse.
Oh man,
Delivery drivers do that.
That's
Just
illegal
get right
in
on the
Chicago.
yeah.
It's illegal here too. They just do it anyway.
Yeah, they do it.
There's no such thing as illegal in New York City. Nothing's illegal.
Yeah.
Especially the
I-
cyclists that go the
fair
wrong
point.
way down. Every bike lane is one way. And for the most part,
yeah.
they all go the wrong way up the road, and you don't look that way when you cross whatever
I
street.
fucking hate cyclists.
Yeah.
They are the worst.
And if you're going to ride in the streets, obey the fucking rules.
Yeah, exactly.
Stop at a red light. If the pedestrian has, I really, this is a good one. Like they are, I fucking hate them.
Every cyclist is a cunt.
Right.
I'm just saying that straight.
And I'm super afraid of getting hit by a cyclist.
Yeah.
I would rather be hit by a truck than a cyclist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a sharp.
Have you ever opened your? Well, you guys don't drive in New York City. I've come this close to like decapitating people. So I'll parallel park and I'll be getting out of my side of the car into a bike lane and this close. Just watch it, asshole. Use your fucking mirror. It's dude, get in your fucking car, you loser.
I think this is the rare example where it
you.
sounds like it's on you. Yeah, you didn't use it
Completely on
there.
you.
Based on your
Fuck
description.
them. It's a fucking street. Get in your
fair.
car.
What was Eddie's big deal? Like he was really pissed at the big ass cyclists.
Yeah, tall bikes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got like once every 5 years or so, you'll see some like hipster riding a bike that's legit like 10 feet tall, and the pedals will be like 9 feet.
Like a
They'll be
penny
like,
farthing?
how do you-
Yeah, like a penny
how do
farthing.
they-
Oh yeah, they get no. I haven't seen that.
Yeah. I've never seen that in New York City.
Didn't Eddie list that as like his least favorite thing in the world?
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Those
I'm just cyclists as a whole. They're the worst subgroup of people who aren't like
Ever
their
alive.
group isn't their mission
Yes.
isn't to commit a crime. That's the worst group.
yeah. They
That's not exclusive to New York City though.
Yeah.
Like they are Satan.
But New York
no
has
matter
a
where you are.
different type of cyclists. It's the delivery ones who
Yeah,
they're not the same. They're not as snobby and cunty as the others, but they just
I don't mind.
They don't use their brakes.
They're just
They just go
animal-
40 miles an
yeah.
hour down 7th from
stop.
42nd
disregard
to-
life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at least they're doing their job.
and they're on motor
Right,
roads.
that
If
don't-
you're
yeah, they go
cycling
through-
way faster.
They go through lights, everything.
kind of
cycling for fun.
Dude, that's the thing. If you want to be a cyclist, don't live in New York City. go live anywhere else. Like, go live in a city. Go live somewhere that's more cyclist conducive if that's your big thing.
My roommate's a cyclist, and I cannot wait to cut this and send it to him.
For fun, or does he work for Uber Eats?
Oh,
What's his
no,
name?
for fun.
Oh,
What's his name?
Bagel.
Fuck you, Bagel.
I also kind of want to
Douchebag.
include involved in it. You ever see the people on like the monocycle things, the motorized ones?
Unicycle?
Oh, the ones that look
No,
like
no.
skateboards?
Yeah, they kind of look like skateboards, like a big ass wheel in the middle. You know?
Oh, one
that
wheel.
one. Yeah.
Oh, and those ones too. The ones
Yeah,
where it's
the
like
new skateboards with one wheel in the middle. Fuck
Yeah.
those two.
skateboarding one. And then there's also the other one where it's like it's more like a unicycle.
They look like a ton of fun, but
Fuck anything, dude. Walk.
yeah.
walk.
yep.
That's going up against the months of winter and summer in New York City, which like I think spring and fall here are okay. Like they're solid, but winter and fall are the worst. In the winter, you get that slush shit everywhere, where you're just walking in puddles of disgusting garbage. And then the summer, it just heats everything up. All the subway stations are a trillion degrees, melts the garbage like we were talking about earlier. It just always damp. Like today, it was like it's
So you're saying
pouring
like
rain, still damp.
90% of the time in New York.
Yeah, basically.
I disagree. I like summer in New York City.
Me too.
Same.
I think it's just too hot here. I'd rather be.
I don't.
anywhere
It's not that. Like there will be a few days where it's pretty disgustingly
humid.
hot.
It's humid.
But
humid
for
today,
the
it's
most part,
yesterday.
it's not like unlivably hot.
You just dress for it.
Well,
Yeah.
well, you had a specific take on this, if I remember right, because you said it's as hot as the South, right?
Just about, particularly in Manhattan, because the sun just beats off the pavement and the
Yeah.
nowhere to go.
yeah, dude.
Yeah, hell yeah. It's just like it's the summer is about as bad, and then the winter is exponentially worse.
I'm just imagining Jesus Christ jerking off now. That's all I can think
off.
of. The sun beating off.
Those are children.
You're the one that said
It's
it.
beaten off, dude.
Okay, so Owen, you start this one. Cyclists or the months of winter and summer here?
Yeah, I love summer in New York. I like winter in New York too. I like all the seasons. I think
Season guy?
I think whatever season you're in,
Like all
you're like
season-
this
seasonings.
sucks. But then when you're in the other one, you're missing the parts of that season. Like winter in New York, I don't know, getting to a warm bar after making it through that. It's a great feeling. Summer in New York, it's less crowded.
had to
People are
pick-
out east,
Yeah.
and you could frolic more easily.
If I had to pick between the two, I'd pick rather winter over summer for sure.
Oh, I'd take summer.
Cyclists stink, so I'll do that.
They suck. Jay?
Yeah, I mean, the worst part about winter is like shoveling your driveway or sidewalk, but you don't have to worry about that in New York because the management company just does that. So there's like almost no downside to, yes, it's a little bit cold, but you have to get to work, but like public transportation, you could walk.
What about like the slush and black ice? You ever step into a puddle of like what looks like you're stepping onto?
No, I know what you're talking about, but I mean, I
did
have
that
a little
once.
bit more.
It was.
Yeah.
It's tough.
I had to go home, and I was at my old job, not here. It sucked.
But, yeah, cyclists are the absolute worst. Like, I've never punched anyone in the face, but I've wanted to punch cyclists in the face.
Yeah, I've chased one before.
Really?
Yeah.
How would you chase a cyclist? You're in the most inopportune situation.
Cut me off on West Side Highway, like a bad cutoff, like obnoxious cutoff, and then looked back at me. So I tried to catch up to him for like
He just
40 blocks. He was dusting me, but
Yeah.
Go figure. Tommy.
what are you gonna
Yeah,
do?
definitely cyclists. I don't mind. I like summer in New York City. I mean, I hate the winter because I hate the cold weather, but that's not
A city.
New York City's fault. Like I actually think it's probably better to be in the city for the winter than just like a tundra, like somewhere out. Like I think
Chicago?
sometimes the Christmas lights are cool looking. And you know, like Owen said, going into a warm bar, like as Jay said, you don't have to shovel your own snow. It is annoying having to climb over them, but I do feel like New York City does a pretty decent job of actually getting rid of the snow.
Paving, yeah.
Yeah.
Like
So
the
I'll go
only thing they're
cyclists.
proficient in
Yeah.
from the city companies or whatever. Nick.
Yeah, I think the seasons are pretty, like, I mean, negligible if you dress appropriately for each of them. And the snow, I mean, I know you guys are going to clown me. Kind of pretty.
In the
Pretty,
city.
it's pretty when it's happening.
I don't like city snow, though.
Yeah, it's not pretty for that long here.
Not pretty
but
for that
It
long.
is when it's pretty. It's very pretty.
Very
here.
pretty, man.
Those first few minutes.
Cyclists suck.
Yeah, they're terrible.
Yeah.
Awful human beings. Big T.
I think this is getting criminally passed over. Just the 100-degree summers with no reprieve anywhere. The winter where there's a foot of
That's
snow.
just some.
Well, that's just weather though.
Right, but,
anywhere, like
We're in
everyone
the
has
north.
bad.
I thought when I moved
So
here,
you're
like, oh, the
reprieving
summer
the-
won't be that bad, and it's just as bad. And then the winter is 10 times worse.
Summer makes the smell worse, too,
Yes.
on those.
Yeah, and
Everything worse.
and the subway stations. I mean, you can't breathe.
Sweltering.
What sucks too specifically is like the subway stations are trillion degrees, right? And then you get onto the subway and the people stink. People just stink on those subways.
And in the South, like, yeah, it's that hot in the summer, but then in the winter, it's 40. So it's one cancels out the other. But yeah, summer and winter here are terrible.
Yeah, KB.
Cyclists.
Just advice for everyone: you shouldn't write off 2 of the 4 seasons you live. Not going to be happy.
I'm not writing them off.
I know. I'm just saying.
Saying the weather is not enjoyable necessarily.
Guy like me has fun in any season. That's just me.
I like that.
KB.
Cyclists.
White Sox Dave. Cyclists.
Cyclists, and I noticed Stephen Cheah was shit talking to him, but if anybody had like cyclist stamped across their forehead, it is that guy.
I can definitely see you.
I could.
Yeah, definitely the premature on the left.
Oh yeah. Oh my god.
He's got the helmet.
Yeah.
Do you guys have city bikes out there, like the rideshare bikes?
Yeah, which are actually a blast. I love them, but other cyclists ruin that experience for you.
True.
I've never been on one.
Me neither.
They're actually
Very dangerous. It's you're scared from start to finish because of other cyclists.
The electronic ones of those ruined the originals for me.
Yeah, you can't go back.
Yeah, you
And then I'm on the Gen 2 electronics.
I haven't tried one.
Silver
I rode
bullets.
it once.
Much better.
I haven't gotten one.
Do they get fast?
I woke up at 5 just to have a free road, and I went up to East Harlem on the Gen 2 e-bike, the best.
But see, that's what the only
gotta
thing that
get
sucks
on
is like
that.
you're saying when you're on those bike lanes, especially
The bike lanes are horrendous.
Uber Eats drivers and shit. Like they're on the mopeds, they just fucking like weave in and out and
no
put
rules.
corners.
No rules.
They would win the Tour de France. They
yeah.
go so fast.
so fast.
They're on motorized bikes.
I mean, have you guys seen those like white spray painted bikes chained to signs around the city?
Yeah.
It's called a ghost bike. That's somewhere where a biker died.
They should be more.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
should be everywhere.
Well, no, start looking. They're everywhere.
Okay.
Jesus?
That's where like a cyclist has been like hit by a car.
I don't like that the cyclists have enough organization to do that.
Yeah.
Like put together memoriams for their fallen asshole brothers.
It would suck to die in bike clothes.
Yeah. So you're going with cyclist, White Sox Dave. Yeah, that would.
Yeah, rigor mortis and spandex.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next matchup is the number 14 seed Airports, the New York City Airports, which I know pretty much all. I'm assuming all of us hate. Like New York City.
I don't dislike them.
I don't dislike them either.
Compared to like other airports that are good.
The new JFK is sick. Feels like Disney World. No, new LaGuardia. I'm sorry.
But the process.
Yeah, I was going to say, LaGuardia is way better now than it was before.
Yes.
But the process is
It was like 20 years of.
you have to pay 50 plus for an Uber to get there.
It's usually like 90.
Traffic.
The air train to JFK, people sleep on. You
So-
can get a train from Penn Station to Jamaica, LIR for like $8, and then take an air train from Jamaica to JFK for like $2.
So I submitted the fact that taxis and the subway don't go to LaGuardia. You just
Yeah,
have no
LaGuardia. I'm
choice but to
thinking of
take
it's
a
a
$70
gigantic Uber fee. Then the
Yeah.
traffic to get back.
And then getting to the Ubers is also, especially it was way harder before with LaGuardia, but and I think JFK's is still kind of hard. The airports versus, this is what I'm sure White Sox Dave's favorite, New York sports fans, let's say. New York sports fans, that's all of them, but I think for you, it's going to be specifically Yankees fans, right?
And Kevin.
And Kevin, and KFC Barstool. Almost beat 9/11 and Slow Walkers to get in. But we'll start with you this time, Dave. The New York City sports fans or the airports?
If I've said it once, I've said it a million times. Yankees fans make me sick to my stomach.
Don't you think
They're
Met fans are
greasy.
worse?
No, I don't. Because I am a Mets
Exponentially.
fan. I'm like we're brother and sister teams basically.
Yeah,
We're
loser. I guess
always
lose it. Little
until
brother
recently.
losers.
Yeah, no successful franchise has like a sister team,
Yeah.
right?
But
Yeah, brothers
on that
in
point,
misery.
Yankees fans they're the worst fan base I have ever come in any sort of contact
Passion.
with. It's not passion. They're fucking stupid. Yankees fans as a whole are a dumb fan base. You don't know anything about baseball.
Disagree.
They cling on to their history. Much of that history was prior to them even being brought into this planet. Yankees fans are the bane of my existence. If I could gather up like every Yankees fan on earth, I would put them on an island.
That's
and
what's
nuke
happening.
it
It's too late for that.
Just drop an A-bomb on it. Fat boy and little man. Just
Genocide.
nuke them until they're fucking dust. I hate Yankees
Oh, that got
fans.
really dark.
No, I love
It's not dark. It's true. Like that's my actual feeling.
I want all of us to just immediately put Garrett Cole like profile pictures on for our Twitter and just harass Dave for the.
I do. There are some Yankee fans I hate, but that's not the types I feel like White Sox. I hate like the teenage analytic, like 16-year-olds who like read fan graphs.
His
and
OPS.
Like, yeah. But that's not to me
Garrett Cole's wins above replacement.
That's not the stereotypical Yankee fan. I think of like Vinny Boombots in the crowd.
Greaseball.
Yeah, that's like the polar opposite.
Italian from fucking Staten Island.
That's not the guy tweeting at you.
I think there's just so many types of Yankee fans, and two of them are those. But yeah, it's just like the biggest fan base in sports. There's bound to be some people that aren't desirable, but it seems to be you guys find a margin and really hone in on those guys, and only those.
This doesn't just include them. Like, you could dump in like Knicks fans with this too, because like, what was it? They celebrated winning one game versus the Hawks in the playoffs.
Bong,
The streets going crazy.
I think that was like their season opener, wasn't it? Yeah. Triple overtime. Oh, sick.
Yeah. And like Giants fans could be up there too. Like Jets fans, not really, because they're just so miserable all the time. But like you could really include a lot of other ones. And I think in hockey world, a lot of people dislike.
I
fans.
bet Rangers fans are really bad too.
I mean, Rangers fans.
Hockey though.
I don't like Rangers fans.
They suck encountering them on trains, subways, anything like that, because they are always blitzed, like so drunk.
Make you feel like New York City. I mean, I'm a Ranger fan, but I'd put them low. It usually goes Yankees, Giants, Rangers. So I think that what Frankie Borelli always says against Ranger fans, which is a fair point, is Ranger fans carry themselves as if like we've won a bunch
because
like
the Yankees are.
You have like
that's
the
Yankees fans.
Giants.
So
the Yankees have
won a bunch though. That's the thing.
Whereas the Ranger fans have literally won.
You a Yankee
2009?
What? You a Yankee fan?
I'm a Yankee fan.
It was 13 years ago, which is less than half of 30.
More recently than the White Sox by a lot. Also, arbitrary cutoffs. They've won 5
Yeah,
times.
This is what I'm done. This is like
anything about
baseball fans in
baseball.
general are the worst. Listen to this shit. Who gives a fuck?
Preach, Tico.
All right, so that's one.
Dude, world championships don't count for sports fans unless you can like celebrate the championship.
You mean like it has to happen in your lifetime? I do.
Not even your lifetime. Like if the White Sox won it when I was 2, I'm not counting that as like.
I know,
like
but neither Tommy or I have brought up the championships. You've only talked about it the whole time. Like I think other people bring up this trope so much more often than Yankee fans actually do.
To the rule, though, you're arguing the exceptions to the rule,
or you're arguing.
Oh, we're the rule, and you're finding the exception.
I disagree with that. Even I think you can be proud of the history.
No way.
Going to an old
you're
timers
from New
day
York,
and
so.
taking it all in. We're going through Monument Park. It's like, well, we can't celebrate that we won wars.
I had a great time rooting for the Yankees growing up with my dad. He wasn't an asshole at all.
Yeah.
He was a good
in
friend
2005,
Still is.
In 2005, I was visiting my grandparents in New Jersey. My dad and I went to Yankees White Sox. We used to plan going to New York and New Jersey around when the White Sox were playing at Yankee Stadium. So it was 2005. Do you remember when the kid fell into the net behind the backstop and he was drunk and he was like, so we were at the game the next day and they wouldn't, my dad forgot his ID. We drove up there and found parking and shit. My dad forgot his wallet in the car. They wouldn't serve him alcohol. I thought my dad was going to light the entire stadium on fire because they were carding everybody. My dad's in his 60s now.
Mm-hmm. So that's why you hate Yankee fans? That's just
no,
a Yankee
I'm just saying that Yankee Stadium.
That's a general rule in
Old Yankee
baseball.
Stadium fucking sucked. That place sucked. New Yankee Stadium, it's like a giant like Buffalo Wild Wings.
I feel like people would argue the exact opposite.
Yeah, old Yankee Stadium was like the most iconic
Yeah.
baseball stadium ever.
All right, so
I don't like the Red Sox either, but Fenway blows it out of the water by $1 billion.
Fenway's cool, but I mean, it's 150 years old, 110 years old.
So the winner is New York, or not the winner. The winner for Dave is the New York sports fans. KB.
Just march it down
What is
to
it
the
playing?
Final Four and championship.
Playing airports, New York City airports.
Oh, yeah. Well, first off, living in Manhattan, you rarely have to deal with an annoying any New York fan base because it's so many transplants.
Yeah, fact.
College football towns are 10 times worse.
What are you going to pick?
Yeah, they don't affect my life at all unless I was like very into baseball. So airports.
Airports.
I feel like airports anywhere are bad. New York sports fans are like, they're a unique type of annoying. Like y'all were focusing on the Yankees. Like the Yankees, as we said, have won a bunch. The Mets fans all of a sudden act like they are the Yankees. Like they've won 5 World Series in the last 25 years.
Sewer rats. They're sewer.
They haven't won anything ever. And and Rangers fans, every Rangers game I've gone to, which is usually only when they play the Preds, but they act like every game is like a Stanley Cup final game.
So I like that.
Isn't that a good thing?
I like when people are happy
Like,
and celebrating.
but in a mean and abrasive way.
Yeah, Rangers fans are douchebags.
Like, yeah, like it's just I don't know. I don't like the vibe of most games in New York.
All right, so that's another one for the sports fans. Nick.
I do feel like all New York fans have this pompous air about them.
Called passion.
When really it's just the Yankees that have had the success to back it up. Maybe the Giants. I'll count the Giants too. But the airports are fucking annoying. And like Kyle said, it's going to cost you like $100 to get there. Sometimes it takes 2 hours to get there.
It's your flight.
Whenever I get back from a trip, all I want to do is get home. And then I'm just like, fuck, I got to wait either in this long-ass taxi line or an Uber.
I set my timer as soon as the plane lands to see how long it takes for me to actually step in my apartment, and it could be 4 hours.
Sometimes it's longer than the flight.
Yeah.
Which sucks.
Actually, happened to me the last time I went to Chicago. It took me way longer than the flight to get back to my apartment. Significantly longer. Tommy.
Well, I do think Met fans, like the ilk of Meek Phil, are the worst things on earth, on this planet, the worst creatures. I can't pick against New York fans when I do root for all New York teams. So I don't think New York City airports are even that bad. I think all airports are annoying, but I'll go airports.
It's the distance. I think the airports are pleasant.
The airports themselves are okay. It's just they're so far away from your destination of New York City.
The staff is a different level of rude, too.
Yeah, that too, for sure.
Do you guys do pre-check or clear?
Clear.
You got to get both of them. Depending on how much you fly, obviously, but I fly enough where I think it is well worth that, like $300 total bucks a year.
Promo code Dave.
We'll go Dave.
We'll go Dave. New York City sports fans or airports, Jay?
I don't mind the airports at all. I think JFK, like Tommy said, the air train is great. LaGuardia, like they have their express terminals to Chicago and stuff like that where it's really easy. So I think the New York airports are great. They're not the best in the country, but I think they're solid. So New York sports fans, yeah, I can understand that, especially from the baseball perspective. Knicks fans, I am a Knicks fan. I had seen Knicks for 10 years. Very fun fan base. They have, the Mecca, Madison Square, but they have been awful for a very long time.
2 decades.
Yes. So New York sports fans.
I'd argue that sports as a whole are better when New York teams are good.
Yes, definitely.
Owen?
I think Yankee fans get a bad rap. I think Mets fans are having fun. Good for them. I think Knicks fans are super annoying. That entire playoff run was really infuriating to me, and I was a Knicks fan. But what was the other one?
Airports.
Yeah, I'll go with that for commute time.
Airports going to move on. Next up, we have the number 10 seed Crazy People. Which is, it was my secret way of just saying homeless people. But it's basically crazy homeless people that are aggressive and throw people on the train tracks and like they're super aggressive in all sorts of different locations in the city. Never helped by any city people at all. No agencies will do anything for them. Not so partial, not really blaming them. And that's going up against the number 7 seed, like the uptick in prices for everything in New York City. Not rent, but like anything. Like you get a Bud Light, it's like $9. You go like anywhere else.
If you can get a single-digit beer, that's a really
You're lucky.
Yeah.
You're very lucky.
Coffee is just $7 now.
Yeah.
It's
Oh my god, dude. But yeah, just the overcharging in New York City versus like most other places. And like to your, I think someone mentioned this before. But like Chicago is like things are more expensive than to be in like bumblefuck nowhere, but it's nowhere near as expensive as shit is in New York
Can
City.
you find $5 beers somewhere in Chicago?
Very easily.
That bar outside of Wrigley was super cheap. If I remember the last time I went, like the Billy's or whatever. And yeah, I think it was Billy's. Forget. So Owen, you go first. Crazy people or prices?
This is tough. These are 2 pretty good ones. Crazy people can be fun sometimes. Sass and I had a guy come at us with like a 10-foot spear once. I get frustrated that homeless people are allowed to pee in public and we're not. Because I have 2 public urinations. And that seems to be a privilege that they've earned. But crazy people then.
Yeah, especially I have a tiny ass bladder when I drink. I'd love to be able to just piss on the
Yeah, just
sidewalk.
piss wherever you want.
12 a.m. or
Just gotta carry a throw blanket or something.
Jay?
Crazy people by a wide margin. There are some total nutbags in the city that make you fear for your life. So
Yeah.
I would pick crazy people over crime just because the threat is very imminent.
Especially around Penn Station. It's real,
Oh, yeah.
real bad.
Yeah.
Tommy.
I mean, crazy people kind of ties into crime for me. But yeah, there is nothing worse than just being like, all right, I'm just not going to look. Just look down, don't acknowledge this person, just pissing or whatever they're doing. The prices are annoying, but it is almost like I'm almost numb to it still. It's like we're used to it so much so that if we did find a $5 beer, it'd be like, oh my God, this is amazing.
Never going to leave this place.
Right. So I'll go with crazy people.
Crazy people, Nick?
The feeling of dread I get when I'm sitting on the subway and I hear the doors between cars open. I was like,
Yeah.
oh boy, here we go.
Showtime.
Yeah.
Nobody normal moves cars.
Nobody normal moves cars unless you're avoiding a crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's gotten pretty bad. Like everybody has their own weird encounters where they felt unsafe. And that's what's nuts. Like all of these, some people I'm sure understand, but this is one where everybody has had their own unique experience with a crazy person.
That's how prevalent it is.
I mean, a lot of those people, it's like probably better for their well-being to go to jail, so they're going to try to do that somehow.
Not with these catch and release laws.
Yeah, they won't keep you if you want.
Big T, who are you going with?
I've had 2 encounters in this city. One, a presumably homeless man put his hands on me because he said he knew I had a lighter and was holding me there. Another, I was walking down 7th Avenue back to the office from lunch, and a homeless guy reached out and just whacked me in the shin with a crutch. These are the things that happen in New York City. It's a horrible place to live, and those experiences are plentiful. So
Yeah.
AB?
It is crazy. It's post-dystopian that we walk home from work and then like 8 people are going to scream in our face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had
Screaming, come up to us, maybe touch us, scream in our face, but they're just, it's disgusting.
I had such a pussy move once. I was walking with my girlfriend away from our apartment, and I think it was Halloween, and this crazy dude just jumps out and screams, like basically right in front of my girlfriend's face. And I just pulled her away, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And like we walked away, and she was
Just
like,
a guy having some Halloween fun.
"No, he was the way he looked was very ratty, and not in like a Halloween way." And I was like, "What the fuck is your problem or something?" And like she's like, "Why didn't you punch him?" And I was like,
Oh, she didn't say that.
She's like, "It was."
What can you gain from that?
I was like, I didn't know what to do. That was rough. That was a tough moment. We're gonna have to recover from.
There's no winning from that.
Yeah, White Sox Dave.
I mean, I think I told a story with you guys somewhat recently with the chicken finger joint down the street.
Yeah, Stickies.
Stickies. So I was at the New York HQ, and it was broad daylight. I was going to get lunch at Stickies. It's like middle of the week, middle of the day. Couldn't be more of a safe time to be out in Manhattan. And this dude is just making himself puke in the middle of 7th Avenue. And it is projectile. Like, you ever see that video of the guy that drinks the Ipecac?
Yeah.
It's like, but it's some guy that's like on Jerry Springer. He can make himself like, it's like that. And it was a fire hose of bright purple vomit. And people are just walking around it. Like, I'm horrified. Like, I'm like, what the fuck am I watching? And people are walking around it like, this is everyday New York.
Just numb to it.
I couldn't believe that people weren't like stopping and like seeing if he was all right or yelling at him, or there was just no emotion evoked other than by me at this guy.
The thing is, like, I'll never help a person in need. Because like I just assume they're crazy. Like I'll just like, it could be somebody that's really, it's like a boy who cried wolf situation. It'd be someone who's really needs help, but you just keep walking because you're like, oh no, this is a crazy homeless person.
Yeah. Crazy People is going to move on. Next up, we have our 2 seed. 2 seed is just the New York City subway system in general. Everything about it. That includes you can loop in the crazy people on the subway. You can loop in the heat in stations like Herald Square is maybe 1 trillion degrees during the summer. It's inhumane. The delays, the fucking disgusting state of disrepair all of the subway stations are in, and honestly more. There's like, you can go on and on and on with the subway, and that's going against the 15 seed Times Square, which I think you definitely had. Yeah. Times Square
below. Yeah. I mean, the thing about the subway system is like, it's also at the same time the best subway system in the world by some like measures. In the country,
country.
Greece's subway system was so cool. It was like you didn't have to pay for it, and it was just like
I think
pristine,
like Tokyo
beautiful.
and Seoul.
They do need more east to west subways in the city. It's crazy that's just not a thing. But I do think like in terms of having to get to places, it is efficient. But yeah, I mean, I never take it because I'm afraid of the crazy people. But that's the fault of the crazy people, not the fault of the subway.
Okay.
System itself.
So you're gonna go with Times Square or subway?
Yeah, I guess I'm voting. But yeah, Times Square is the worst. Times Square has all the crazy people, and it has nothing good.
Literally,
you don't go out in Times Square. There's no restaurants. There's no bars.
There is a Yard House. Great restaurant.
It's a
54 beers on tap at least, right?
Great place. Get you a half yard.
So yeah, Times Square is Times Square is basically everything bad we're describing about New York City in one place. The crazy people, the homeless people,
Prices.
crime, high prices. It's hot. It's cold. Tourists. It's slow walkers. People stopping. It is everything bad summed up in this 6 whatever block radius.
All right. Oh, sorry, Owen. What are you picking?
Same as him. The subway system, I would say, is in my top 2 favorite things about this city. Everywhere else I go to visit, it's just impossible to get around, and you have to wait for Ubers. I think the subway rules. Times Square is a hell-like place. Actually, it's just hell.
It's the worst place in New York City.
I would just edge myself with panic attacks every night walking through it to get home last year. It's not fun.
How much money would we need to pay you to go to there during New Year's?
Oh my God, so much money. They all piss and shit themselves.
Yeah.
Because they have to get there 12 hours early.
That's outrageous.
And yeah, there's no bathroom break.
I have no
It's got to be mainly foreigners, I would hope. I don't know, like anybody who's from here would know it's like a nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
So, Big T?
Yeah, the subway, like, there are things that suck about it, but it will eventually get you where you need to go. And for the most part, it's pretty reliable. And sure, you'll have to sit across from someone that smells like
jerking off.
feces. Yeah, but I mean, Times Square has one redeeming quality in its Yard House.
Have you guys ever gotten into a subway car and had to get out and go to a different one because it smelled so bad because a person shit their pants in it? Yeah, that's happened to me many a time. KB?
Yeah, I mean, I've been taking the subway every day for like 3 years and few delays, but it's mostly efficient.
One train going downtown is usually okay.
Yeah. Times Square is the worst place in the world.
Yeah, it is.
The worst neighborhood? No, but maybe.
I think it is.
Yeah, I guess you could avoid it, but you kind of, like, if you want to go north, uptown,
you kind of have to.
I think even just not even Times Square, anything from like here up to Central Park is just the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah, 28th to 42nd is just no good.
Dave?
I don't do public transportation at all. I'd rather spend $50 on an Uber than $15 on like the Long Island train or whatever it's called to get from Queens or LaGuardia to Manhattan. I just can't stand the people. I can't stand the smell. I'd rather suck it up and spend the extra money. I don't care what it is. I won't touch the train system here, and it's like way smaller and way easier, I think, than New York City. The only times I've been on the subway out there has been with Nick, and each time I've told him, I'm like, dude, can we just take an Uber? Like, I'll pay for it. I'll expense it. He's like, no, dude, it's easy. It's only a few stops. I'm like, yeah, but it's the subway. So, I mean, I don't know if that's an unfair stigma I make of the subway, but I hate public transit. I don't want to talk to people that I don't know. People are the worst.
You don't have to.
Nobody's
talk to
talking on
anybody.
the subway.
No, I mean, I don't want to have to interact with or be around people. Not
general.
just talk, you know?
Get you. All right. Before we get into our playoffs in this bracket as Times Square moves on, let's hear from our last sponsor, Roman. Let's talk about Roman. Roman swipes are the convenient over-the-counter wipes that are clinically proven to help you last longer in bed. They are uniquely formulated to reduce overstimulation without eliminating sensation altogether. In a 2019 study, they were proven to increase time to orgasm by more than 4x. It's 4 times as much time. To use, just remove the disposable swipe from its discreet pocket-sized pack, wipe on the most sensitive areas of your hoo-ha, and allow to dry for about 5 minutes. When using as directed, Roman swipes leave no scent or taste, and there's no transfer to your partner. They are safe, effective, and no prescription is needed. All swipes include a free 2-day shipping and arrive in unmarked packaging. Try today for as little as $2.75 per swipe. Try swipes today with a special offer just for our listeners. You can get 20% off at GetRoman.com/lights today. That's GetRoman.com/lights for 20% off. All right, thanks to Roman. Now we're going to fly through our little playoffs here. Dave, you get to go first. The rent/mini apartments, which is not something you totally resonate with, versus the rats and roaches that live in Tommy's room.
Oh, God.
Give me the high rent.
The high.
I'd rather
give it to you.
I'd rather,
As in,
you want higher
as
rent?
in, yes, I would pay the higher rent. Fuck bugs, fuck vermin. Ugh.
KB.
Nah, it's the rent. That's every month. As I've never had, luckily, vermin. But it sucks. But exterminators.
You can deal. You can't.
It'll be gone.
Buy a rate. You
week.
can't buy lower rent.
The rent.
Yeah. Big T.
Yeah, same premise. I see a cockroach once every 3 or 4 months. I have that rent check come out every month. So
Tommy.
I mean, if we recorded this yesterday, I would have easily said rent. Now I've been sitting here with a knot in my stomach for 2 hours thinking about how cockroaches are laying eggs in my room. But until this point, I really have not had an issue with it. But in June, I'm going to have to move and pay so much money. I have to go to the cockroaches because right now the feeling I have is disgusting.
Owen.
I haven't had cockroaches. I'm living with the rats and mice now. We're learning to coexist. I would say the rent prices. Just looking at like Dave's setup now, like that looks awesome.
Man. It pisses
Natural
me off how good it
light,
is.
blinds.
That's one of that little those blinds behind me. That opens up to one of 3 balconies I got.
Oh,
I'm gonna fucking kill myself. Jesus Christ.
yeah. That's awesome.
All right, Owen, you go first in the other one. Garbage versus crime.
Huh. Neither bother me a crazy amount, but also probably desensitized, like Tommy was saying, to the smell.
Yeah.
Garbage worse, maybe.
One for garbage.
See it more than the crime.
Crime. I'm very afraid of crime. I feel like crime and crazy people are
Kind of cool. Yeah.
I'm kind of with Cheah. If you're always like kind of with enough people, you just have to be the least muggable, least beatable, least rapeable.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Exactly. So Big T.
even if you're like that though, and I feel like I don't live my life in fear by any means. Like whatever's going to happen is going to happen. But like there are situations that you find yourself in New York inevitably, just like when you're on the subway with a person who's acting erratically and you're like, this could go sideways very quickly. And so, I mean, I could live with the garbage if you promised me that crime
Would go down.
Lessened.
KB.
It is crime, but it's more of like if you're doing New York compared to other cities, I don't think it would be crime.
Huh.
'Cause I was a victim of crime way more in Youngstown. Where my car would get broken into, but not here, never.
You don't have a car here.
I haven't really even seen it, but it's still crime.
Okay.
Kyle, serious question. Does the wrestling background make that? Does it sway your opinion?
I don't like if someone's attacking me with a weapon, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna fuck this guy up. No,
This guy's got
You won't put him in a crossface cradle.
Sprawl on a stab.
yeah, that's more of like a line of defense for like a douchebag at a bar than an
that's fair.
actual crime.
Yeah.
This guy comes at you with like a knife. You're like, all right, get on all fours. Let me mount you really quick. All right. So Dave, I'm assuming you're going crime or garbage.
Honestly, I'd go garbage. Someone asked me that. So Chicago's obviously got a lot of issues with crime, and there's this area I hang out in the city it's a very popular like white dude like all of us, with all due respect to Stephen Cheah, hangout area in Chicago. And someone asked me 2 days ago, like, do you feel unsafe there? I'm like, no, but I probably should because there's a ton of crime over there. And it's called the Gold Coast, and it's like a affluent area, but there's just a shit ton of crime. I never really feel
Back up. What did you call it? What type of area?
affluent.
Affluent?
It's a bilingual neighborhood.
An affluent neighborhood?
Affluent? What?
Affluent is like, yeah, like Owen is saying, like you're fluent in the language.
Affluent. Okay, affluent neighborhood. I think you're wrong there, but we'll go.
You are definitely
He's correct.
Okay, it's an affluent neighborhood, and now I lost my train of thought.
All right. Well, the point is, crime is moving on anyway. Crime is going up against the rent. Dave, you go first for a chance to get into the finals. This goes into the finals.
Okay, at this point, I'd say the rent for sure, 100%. Because I never feel unsafe, even when I think I probably should feel unsafe. If that makes sense.
Yeah. KB?
And it's because I'm so
I
fucking
think the
tough.
rent is part of like some of literally like felonious crimes going on.
Is there non-felonious crimes?
Misdemeanors.
I guess so. Yeah, I guess it has to be felony. Big
Doesn't
T.
even have to be a misdemeanor.
Yeah, the median rent is now $4,100, which is 40% higher than it was 1 year ago.
Jesus.
Like even just in the last 18, 24 months, it's
Yeah.
gotten crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's out of control.
That's like rent prices here. It makes so much more sense to buy a place than to rent.
So the winner is going to be rent. Would you guys have picked?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I'm just such
Yeah.
a pussy with crime.
What are you supposed to pay? 30% of your salary or something?
Yeah,
I do like
way
60.
more. Yeah, significant.
And it was the best I could find.
Jesus.
All right, now we go to the other side of the playoffs. You go first, Owen, and starting out with airports versus cyclists. I feel like this is an easy one.
Cyclists.
Cyclists. We're just gonna immediately move cyclists.
Yeah,
on,
let's
right.
Yeah.
push it.
Yeah, cyclists is gonna move on. And next, this one will be a little bit harder. Times Square versus crazy people. Owen.
Ooh, one and the same.
Matchup
That's
of
kind
the day, I
of
think.
that's kind of their hub.
Yeah.
Nurture versus nature.
Yeah, the chicken and the egg.
It's tough. It's a really hard one. This might be the
Honestly, I'm gonna go Times Square because when you see crazy people elsewhere, they're mixed in with normal people. Times Square, it's only crazy people.
Yeah.
So that
Crazy people and tourists, basically. Tommy.
That is tough. I
Tommy,
mean,
do you enjoy when Elmo touches your shoulder
No.
without asking?
Oh. Or getting CDs handed to you.
Yep.
Yeah.
The TikTok interviewers are now like
Oh.
everywhere there,
Mm-hmm.
doing the same bit every day,
Every
and it
single
works
day.
every time.
I guess
On
in
TikTok.
my head,
Would you suck a dick for 10K?
Literally,
Yeah.
200 people.
I guess in my head, crazy people are worse, but I have to choose Times Square because that's where they all are.
And again, this is not like the crazy
not
people
where they all are.
themselves. It's how we like respond and regulate. I don't know.
Yeah.
See what y'all have said about that's where they all are. That's my argument for crazy people. If you take the crazy people out of Times Square, it's not
Right,
bad.
then it's not so bad.
It's
fair.
They are what make it bad.
And they make more locations.
I think the tourists make it terrible.
If you told me right now that like everyone in Times Square was either a tourist or just like someone from here like walking through, like it would.
It wouldn't
Yeah,
be
you
as
would take
bad.
tourists for sure.
I think.
Like,
And I'm
agreeing
going
with
crazy
you.
people. That's a good argument.
Yeah, I'm saying like
Yeah.
it wouldn't be that
You'd
bad.
rather tourists than all.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think I easily avoid Times Square every day of my life, but I can't. You cannot avoid crazy
Yeah.
people in my
Yeah,
opinion.
that's a
good
point.
In the city.
yeah,
Maybe
it's crazy.
crazy people. What would you have picked, Dave?
Crazy people. I've never really done Times Square aside from like pass through it. So
So you get to go first. Crazy people versus cyclists. This is a tough one.
Another one in the same.
see, cyclists, like I said, that's not exclusive New York City. Like I fucking hate cyclists in the suburbs where I grew up. They're assholes. So I'm going with crazy people.
Crazy people. KB.
I tried to when I had my electric bike, I would take it to Central Park, and still other cyclists ruin it.
Dude, Central Park. Those bike lanes.
They have the actual cyclists who think they're professionals. When I'm in my electric bike going 25 miles per hour, they can't stand the fact that I'm like passing them.
Going so
They'll
much
get in my
faster.
way. They're the worst. Cyclists.
Cyclists. Big T.
I think it's crazy people in a lot.
You're right, but I can't have. I
Like-
want cyclists to win. This.
Yeah, I mean they do suck, but the crazy people, I mean it's the most pervasive problem.
Yeah, it is.
I also think I hate cyclists a lot as well, and they're the scum of the earth. But I don't know if that's like as much of a New York City specific thing. Like, I mean, every other city has crazy people too.
But not
New
There's
York,
a different breed.
if you haven't lived here, it's
different
shocking how
breed of crazy people. And again, if I could eliminate one of these groups of people from the planet, I'm eliminating the crazy people.
I don't like how you said like you could have said like cured crazy people. You said eliminated.
No, I'm eliminating.
You want them dead.
Yeah.
Jesus. Owen.
See, Kyle said something last round that's making me feel bad. I'm not very anti-crazy individuals, but yeah, the way the city deals with
The way
it.
the city handles.
So if anything, I guess it's more on the city.
Yo, no, it's 100%
But yeah, De Blasio should have been on here. I'll do cyclists.
on your list. There's
Yeah,
on
so
top.
de Blasio in.
Considered it, but I thought it was like an all-mayor thing too. Crazy people punches its ticket.
I did cyclists.
We did cyclists. Well, either way, crazy people. It was 3-2
Shit.
in favor of crazy people. Crazy people versus rent in the finals. Owen.
Hey, this is a good champion.
Gotta be crazy to pay rent here, right?
Yeah. You can't avoid either of these things in New York City.
Yeah.
It's impossible. Well, if you live here anyway. But I guess if you're
You
a
ended up
tourist,
with the right two for sure.
Yeah.
I'm willing to pay what I pay to live here, unfortunately. So I guess the crazy people would be
Crazy. I don't know. Tommy?
Yeah, like, we complain about the rent, but like Owen said, I am choosing to pay it. I am choosing.
I don't know. Should we have crazy people win though?
Yeah, I'm going.
If it looks great on the
If we
IG.
posted,
It doesn't go on IG who wins, though.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Only,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
only
You
just
gotta
a
listen
regular
True, true,
bracket.
true.
We can let it all fly here.
Okay, yeah. So homeless people.
Yes, homeless people.
Okay.
Send them on.
Big T?
40% in a year. So we moved here knowing what it was, but then it still went up significantly.
Yep.
I think that's.
You guys think
can't
it's gonna
handle
But that is everywhere right now, right?
Yeah,
I don't
it's-
think
it's
as
horrible in
bad.
Chicago right now.
Yeah. No, I think it is. Like, I don't know. From experience, people trying to get stuff in like Hoboken and Connecticut. That's just now Manhattan prices. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like everywhere. I don't know.
It everywhere is
So
going
I
ballistic.
timed my move to close on my place that I bought right on the same day that I was supposed to move out of my last place. And my last place was 1680 all in, but I did have a parking spot which skewed the numbers a little bit, but they tried to make me pay 2400 afterwards.
For
800 50% increase, yeah.
Jesus.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, absurd. I told him because I was still looking for a place. I'm like, yeah, I might do 2. So I could have got him down to maybe 21 or 22, but it's crazy everywhere right now.
No, what I don't get is, didn't they have all these rules in place that you couldn't do this during COVID?
Yeah.
Like, COVID's not
Something
over.
Similar, yeah. I think.
Yeah. I think there is a limit. I think in New York City, the limit is 8%, but I think it's on certain apartments. So
Yeah, that's if it's rent controlled,
Yeah.
which most are not.
yeah, I don't think mine is. I'm definitely fucked. So you're going with?
I hate both of them. I'd be willing to pay the rent I pay more if this city was nice and you could, you could move around without there being crazy people to fuck up your day. So I think I have to go that.
So you're going with the rent?
No.
Oh, you go. Sorry, I was confused that for a second.
Oh yeah. The rent would be worth paying if there were no crazy.
There were no crazy people. Okay, KB,
It's still rent.
still rent.
After this past year, yeah.
Dave, rent or crazy people?
I mean, I gotta go crazy, people, because I don't pay that rent. So, it'd be disingenuous. But that is I've told people this. They're this is prior to us having Barstool Chicago HQ. People would ask me well, what if you got hired full time and they made you move to New York City? I'm like, they'd have to pay me so I live the same quality of lifestyle as I do in Chicago, and they'll never ever do that. So it's never gonna happen. So. I'll do the part-time thing for now on, and that's fine with me. And then the Chicago thing happened, which is awesome. But
Yeah,
but I would not want to do those prices. I couldn't do those prices.
I am so jealous of those blinds behind you, man.
yeah, just it
looks so
pisses me
nice.
off, man.
Can we see a tour of your whole house, or do we not want to put ourselves through this depression?
No, we can do that. You want to
No,
do that?
I'd rather not.
I need to. I need to.
Let's
now.
see
I
one
need to
balcony
now.
at least.
I need to.
Wait, so can I? I'm this is just a house in a neighborhood.
He's already able to walk
it's-
more
it's a
than in my
condo.
apartment.
That's
You would have
my
hit 2
office.
walls.
There's a guitar, Peloton.
That's the size of my apartment.
Yeah.
That is my second bedroom. I'm turning this into a bar. That's just a couch right now. That's my grill.
I'm out.
I'm gonna kill myself.
Yes, dude.
Here's my nice ass.
Dude, look at the size of this thing. Are you shitting me?
It kept going.
Wait, and the glass is broken. Wait,
Table's shattered.
Wait, go back.
I didn't know that
Go
glass
to the
was
shattered
broken until
table.
just now, by the way.
Go. Wait. let me-
I didn't know that glass was broken until just now, right now. Come on, Ace.
Chicago crime.
Ace.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, someone's gonna have to fix that.
I think that would be $2 million here.
You left
Yeah.
the door open.
That's awesome.
There was like
My
place.
dog's out there. I'll be fine.
That patio had.
Rules.
There's broken
You
glass
guys got
over
a
that patio.
fireplace?
Oh my god.
No.
Fuck you.
There's my 85-inch. There's my 65-inch.
Maybe we should all move out there.
Yeah.
No, you guys shouldn't. I'm rubbing this in right now because you guys have to deal with that shithole city. That's the whole point of this.
Dude, his patio alone was more square feet than my entire compartment combined.
Yeah.
Oh god, that was.
And you own that place, Dave?
I do, yeah.
Yeah. Good for you.
$350 I got it for.
That's awesome.
Oh, okay. Well, hold on.
What?
I mean, that's a house he bought for $350, a condo he bought for $350,000. It's not like that's
his payment is less in rent is like significantly less.
How much did you put down to start, if I may?
15%.
Okay, so that's like 45. All right, so that's like $50,000.
Not as crazy as you, yeah.
Right, but to get that, you have to put down $50,000 and then pay $2,500 a month. It's a little different than like just paying $2,500 a month for an apartment.
Yeah, but I get all that money back when I resell it 5-6 years from now. Theoretically.
He'll sell to one of us when we eventually move there because we get.
It is. That's just like an option we don't have in New York to like buy and mortgage.
You can't buy a condo here. You need to go through like a condo or co-op board. That's like it's a big process. Anyway,
so I
just don't have enough
posts,
money. Yeah.
It was an article by the New York Post, and I'm not plugged into my mic anymore, so whatever. But
We could hear you.
it was the cheapest apartment in Manhattan. It was $250,000, and it was like a halfway house, but they like soaked it in AIDS water. There was pipes everywhere. There was a Pittsburgh potty. I don't know if Nick is still there or KB. Yeah, there was a Pittsburgh potty.
Where is
there's
this?
a Pittsburgh potty in this.
It was somewhere in Manhattan. I forget exactly where. This was a couple months back. I could find the article. I'm pretty sure it was the New York Post who posted it. But it was a basement unit. There was no windows. Like one sink. It was like bad for $250,000.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, our winner is Crazy People of episode 44 of the bracket. Remember to subscribe and buy a shirt. Make sure to watch Dog Walk, all of Barstool Chicago's podcast and vodcast stuff. It is all amazing. And Son of a Boy Dad as well.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I guess you could do Yankees podcast too if you want.
Smoke Show, new episode of me making out with Tico is out by the time you're listening.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
There we go.
All right. We'll be back next week with a brand new topic. Until then, we'll see you next time.